Michigan couple getting the shock of their lives when they got an alert from their security camera.
It was kind of like really unusual. I've never ever seen anything like it.
I was like, wow. I mean, that is an angel.
The photos are exactly how they were taken. I choose to believe it.
Animals often pick up on things that go unnoticed by humans. But what happens when they come too close to these demonic forces? Spirits, ghosts, and otherworldly entities. They all surround them when no one's looking. So sit tight for the most disturbing moments when these animals got tangled up with truly terrifying creatures and left everyone in shock.
Can you understand me?
Look at this shivering dog. And guess what made it react like this? The guy had just woken up from a deep sleep when he noticed his dog acting weird. It was staring at the wall, not moving an inch, just locked in that one spot. Honestly, its non-stop fearful stare is chilling. I mean, what could be there? Things got even creepier when the dog suddenly ran to its owner, like it was running away from something invisible. Now, the guy's convinced there's a spirit in his room that only the dog can sense. So maybe it's time to double-check your rooms too. You never know what might be lurking around. Canine meetup. Late one night, a bunch of dogs were having their usual street meetup when something completely bizarre caught everyone's attention. A CCTV camera captured footage that shows the dogs chasing what looks like a man at first. But trust me, it's not what it seems. I get it. At first glance, it really does look like a person. But the way this figure vanished, that made me believe it has to be some kind of spirit. A regular person can't just cloak themselves like that. And the dogs? Well, their strange behavior makes sense. They've got this sixth sense we don't. Guess they knew something we didn't. Skinwalker dog. Wait a second. Why does this dog look so weird? Someone uploaded this footage on Instagram and now netizens are freaking out, asking what's wrong with this canine? Honestly, I wouldn't even think about petting this one. Here's why. Take a good look at how its legs are stretched out. It freaked me out so much, I couldn't help but scream. This isn't just a dog, it's a skinwalker. I mean, look at its body. There's no way that's a regular dog. The way it moves, the shape, something's just not right here. Phantom attack. Animals can sense things we can't, and this clip proves it. It starts with dogs barking like crazy at what looks like nothing. Weird, right? A villager heard the noise and decided to check it out. Thankfully, he grabbed his phone and started recording. Later on, he uploaded the video, hoping someone could explain what was going on. When viewers used night vision, things got wild. Hidden behind the bushes was a cloaked figure, moving like it was ready to fight back against the dogs. I hope. It's clear now. Animals can see things we're totally blind to. Collar stealer. In a quiet room, two dogs were barking in their cages, acting like normal dogs having a little back and forth. Nothing seemed unusual at first. But then the room's camera caught something that made everyone freeze. Right in front of our eyes, or should I say, the cameras, an unseen force unclipped one of the dog's collars. No one was near them, yet the collar came off as if an invisible hand had done it. The dogs immediately stopped barking, their ears pinned back like they could sense something we couldn't. It was shocking, guys. Maryland cryptid. In the forests of Maryland, something straight out of a nightmare appeared in 2010. A creature with the body of a man, but the head and hooves of a goat, complete with horns. Locals call it the Goat Man. It emerged from the bushes and started moving toward the group. The sounds it made were unreal, and the growls, screams, and the pounding of hooves. It was as if it had a purpose, not just wandering aimlessly. Maybe it was protecting its home, trying to scare them off. Some even thought it was hunting, using those terrifying noises and its creepy look to drive people away. Whatever it was, it definitely wasn't something anyone wanted to mess with. Good ghost. And now ghosts are out here playing with dogs. I know some of you might think I'm joking, but trust me, I'm not. CCTV footage caught a dog being chased by something that wasn't immediately clear. At first, it was just a blurry figure, but as you watch closely, it becomes obvious. This was no ordinary creature, it was a spirit. What struck me the most was that the dog wasn't scared at all. It looked like they were just playing. So, if that's not proof that spirits love a good game, then I don't know what is. I mean, seriously, why else would a spirit be chasing a dog around? Maybe cryptids are next. Possessed being. A group of friends wandering through the woods spotted an old abandoned hut and decided to check it out. One of them stepped into a room that felt straight out of a horror movie. Dark, cold, and way too quiet. In the corner, he saw a cage draped with a white cloth. Thinking it might just be junk, he lifted the cloth. What did he find there was a nightmare fuel. Inside was a dog-like creature, but let me tell you, that wasn't any dog you'd want to pet. This thing started speaking, asking for his skin. Yeah, you heard that right, skin.
Can you understand me?
And then it let out this wicked, bone-chilling laugh, which made him run. Safe to say, they didn't stick around to chat. Disappearing fox hunter. Honestly, it was one of those moments you'd expect in a nature documentary. A fox was just minding its business when out of nowhere, something weird happened. In a split second, the fox vanished, like the forest decided to pull a magic trick of its own. One moment it was there, the next it was gone. No sounds, no warning, just eerie silence. It's like the woods swallowed it whole. Seriously, I am confused who did this and why. So far, there is no accurate answer. Creepy camel. A man uploaded this footage, and it immediately went viral, leaving the internet in total surprise. It's a camel, but not the kind you'd expect to ride on. This one is straight up creepy. Watch the footage yourself and decide. This camel was acting like it was possessed by something otherworldly. Its eyes, freaking terrifying. The way it was reacting, making strange noises and behaving out of control. Had everyone questioning what was going on. Even the owner didn't know what to make of it. Thankfully, after a while, the camel snapped back to its normal self. But from that day on, the owner never dares to approach it alone again. Something just didn't sit right. Possessed deer. You guys have probably heard the rumors about animals being possessed, right? Well, here's something to really mess with your head. A hiker out on the trail caught something bizarre on camera. A deer acting way out of the ordinary. At first, it was running like any normal deer, but then it stopped abruptly and fell in the weirdest way, like it wasn't in control. That wasn't even the strangest part. Later, another deer was spotted lying lifeless on a road. Just as everyone thought it was done for, it suddenly sprang up in a way so unsettling, it felt downright unnatural. Possessed? Maybe. Creepy? Yes. Absolutely. Possessed cat. Cat lovers, this story is something else. Look at this three-legged cat, ready to defend its turf. A trail camera captured a fox sneaking up on an egg, thinking it's an easy snack. But nope, this cat wasn't having it. It hissed and growled, showing the fox exactly who's boss. Surprisingly, the fox became totally spooked. It backed off like it just ran into a ghost. Seriously, the way this cat defended its territory made me scream that it must be possessed. This cat clearly had the spirit of a warrior, and honestly, it should be protected at all costs, right? Creepiest dog ever. Now, a creepy scene like this would keep me up for days. And no, I'm not exaggerating. Look at what this guy witnessed. It was 2 a.m. when he caught his dog sitting on his bed, acting all strange. At first, he thought nothing of it, but as he started recording, he noticed something was off. The dog gave him this devilish smile, almost like it was trying to say something. That's when the man totally freaked out, and honestly, who wouldn't? He ran out of the room, convinced his dog was being controlled by some spirit. And, yep, he was right. Ghost enemy. It all started on a quiet night when some farm workers heard strange, distorted noises. Curious and a little freaked out, they rushed outside to check. What they saw was way too creepy. This black, shadowy creature was clinging to one of their goats, almost like it was sucking the life out of it. They tried everything to scare it away, but the creature wasn't budging. Everyone was on edge, and they finally managed to detach it. The creature ran off, and these guys weren't ready to back off and began following the creature. But just as it reached the water, it disappeared completely. Now, people online are calling it a chupacabra. Honestly, it might have been a ghost. What do you think? Chasing cryptid. A man was strolling along the road when he spotted a dog running after something tiny and strange. At first, he thought it was a rat or maybe a squirrel. But no, this was unlike anything he had ever seen. A tiny cryptid, running like its life depended on it. The little creature dove headfirst into a garbage can, leaving the dog completely baffled. After sniffing around, the poor canine gave up and wandered off. Then, just as things seemed calm, the cryptid popped out like a spring and took off into the night. Let's hope it learned to steer clear of dogs next time. CCTV shock. Another CCTV footage popped up, and it was beyond creepy. Even a cow, who usually pays no mind to anything, froze in its tracks. The footage showed a creature riding what looked like a horse. What's really creepy is that both of them started disappearing right before the cow's eyes. Also, the way the cow was staring at them, you could tell it was uneasy, like it sensed something wasn't right. And honestly, after seeing that, I'm convinced there's something off about this whole scene. Now, just like me, everyone's left confused, asking, what just happened? Jumping spirits. You can see some deer running in this CCTV footage, just doing their usual thing. But then, something feels off. As the deer leaped over the fence, they suddenly changed. Yes, they turned into eerie, ghostly figures fading in and out. I watched this video over and over again, but still, I can't figure it out. Each time, I get the same feeling, like they're not just deer, but something else. Maybe shape-shifting ghosts? They could be, since they are the only ones known to change their shapes in a split second, just like the animals here. Canines being chased. Seems like ghosts might be out for revenge on these dogs. Yep, an entire pack of dogs was caught on CCTV acting strange. Something wasn't visible at first. Then, the footage revealed a truth shocking enough to make anyone second-guess reality. The dogs were barking and running in circles, their behavior so frantic it was like they were reacting to something no one else could see. Their fearful whimpers and sudden retreats confirmed one thing for sure. There was an apparition, something otherworldly in their midst. If dogs can sense spirits, this footage might just prove it. Creepy, right? Glitch in Matrix. This footage truly convinced people that the Matrix theory might be real. After witnessing his dog's bizarre behavior, this guy decided to share the video online, asking the internet for answers. As expected, netizens went wild, flooding the comments with theories that the Matrix is real and warning everyone to stay alert. But seriously, why did his dog suddenly freeze, almost like they were stuck in time? It wasn't just creepy, it was downright unexplainable. Some say it's a glitch in reality, while others think it's something supernatural. Whatever it was, it's honestly making me think twice about getting a pet. Weird tradition. Now check out this really bizarre scene. In one of the strangest sights ever captured, a group of turkeys was seen circling around a dead cat. Yep, they just kept going round and round, like something out of a horror movie. Locals were absolutely confused, convinced they were witnessing something supernatural. But after digging into it, I found out there's actually a reason for this eerie behavior. Turns out, turkeys see cats as predators, even if they're lifeless. So, this circling act, it's just their way of being cautious. Creepy? Totally. Fascinating? Absolutely. Makes you wonder what other secrets the animal kingdom is hiding when we're not paying attention. Smoky buck. What started as a regular forest stroll took a wild turn when a camera captured a massive white-tailed buck. Impressive, right? But here's the strange part. This deer didn't look like the average woodland animal. Nope, it was puffing out like a ghostly figure. Some believe the deer was actually under the influence of some demonic entity. If that's the case, the guy sure was lucky to come out of the place safely. Otherwise, who knows what could have happened there? Goatman. The rumors about the Goatman just got real. Yep, a guy actually caught it on camera. On a quiet farm, he noticed something bizarre. His goat was changing. Before he could wrap his head around it, the goat stood up and started walking on two legs, like it was some kind of shapeshifter. It looked almost human. But nope, this wasn't normal. He's convinced it was the infamous Goatman, hiding out on his farm for some creepy reason. Honestly, I didn't think animals could be this unsettling. Makes you wonder what else might be lurking right under our noses. Possessed sheep. After turkeys, now we've got these sheep. In China's village, a sheep breeder noticed something odd. His flock had been walking in circles for over 4 weeks, non-stop. He started recording it, hoping to understand what was going on. The sheep just kept going round and round without stopping. It looked almost like they were under some strange spell, like witchcraft. What's even weirder is that this isn't just happening there. Animals all over the world are doing the same thing, circling for days, sometimes weeks. Some animals in the center aren't eating or drinking, but are fine. People are freaked out, wondering if it's a warning or some kind of creepy ritual. It's definitely not normal. Skinwalker friend. A guy was filming a moose by the road in Gaspésie, Quebec, when things took a creepy turn. As he was recording, he spotted a hazy figure in the background. It was not moving like anything alive. Watching the footage, you can also tell it looks like a skinwalker. I mean, this creepy figure gave off such an eerie vibe, and it seemed totally fixated on the moose, almost like it was after it. Maybe it's the moose's friend? Before the guy could figure out what was really happening, he quickly sped off, wanting to get as far away from that unsettling scene as possible. Shocking enough. You've probably seen the usual sight of a lion chasing a deer, right? But this trail cam caught something that'll really make you think twice. Picture this, a deer and a mountain lion, the ultimate frenemies, casually strolling side by side like they're out for a Sunday afternoon walk. Now, I don't know about you, but I always thought deer and mountain lions weren't exactly buddy-buddy. I mean, what's next? Squirrels and hawks sipping lattes together? It's one of those moments that makes you question everything you thought you knew about animal behavior. Creepy being. You're probably thinking a cat running around is just your typical playful pet, but this Ring camera footage caught something way stranger. As the cat bolted across the yard, a creepy figure started chasing it. At first, it seemed like just some random shadow, but as the figure got closer, it became clear. It wasn't a regular person. No, this was something far darker, something otherworldly. The way it moved, the way it shifted, it was a skinwalker. Now here's the thing, that cat didn't seem scared at all. It was almost like it was running for fun, while this skinwalker was just trailing behind. What's going on here? Are they just playing, or it's something way more sinister? Falling antlers. Here's a serene, snowy scene, the kind you'd expect to see in a winter wonderland. But nope. Something truly bizarre caught on a drone camera. A deer was caught shedding its antlers. Now, you're probably thinking, antlers falling off? That's like a superhero losing their cape. But trust me, this scene was stranger than it sounds. And now, let me reveal it to you guys. Deer shed their antlers in the winter to conserve energy. They're preparing for the warmer days ahead. But watching it happen on camera makes you question if there's more going on here. GoPro surprise. Someone attached a GoPro to their dog. Just for fun. But what the GoPro captured was definitely not your everyday forest stroll. As the footage rolled, something moved in the distance. It's hard to say exactly what it is, but it's tall, dark, and walks with an eerily smooth stride. A bear. Someone pulling a prank in a costume? Nope, guys, it's Bigfoot. The dog, being braver than most of us, ran straight toward it without hesitation. Now that's gutsy! If you didn't witness it, slow down the footage and let your imagination do the rest. Skinwalker buck. This footage will have you second-guessing everything you know about deer. A man, casually filming in a cemetery, caught a buck behaving in the weirdest way. It was stretching its body in such a bizarre, almost unnatural manner, you'd think it just walked out of a horror movie. Honestly, it doesn't even feel like a deer. Watching it, I can't help but scream. It's a skinwalker. Those chilling legends about people transforming into animals. If it's true, that's beyond creepy. Be careful out there, guys. Skinwalkers aren't just stories for campfires. Could this really be one lurking among us? Watching terror. A woman was chilling on her couch with her dogs, enjoying a cozy evening.
Dogs are ready for bed. It's just a peaceful night here.
Out of nowhere, one of her dogs froze and started staring at the hallway like it saw something she couldn't. She grabbed her phone to record because honestly, who wouldn't? Hoping to catch whatever was spooking her pup. And then it happened. A black figure peeked out from the hallway, watching her and the dog. Her heart skipped a beat, but just as quickly as it appeared, it vanished like it knew it was busted. From that day, this hallway is now on her no-go list. Creepy toad. A student headed into the woods for a school project, but he never expected to witness something this eerie. As he walked along the trail, he spotted what looked like a regular toad. But then things got weird. The toad wasn't acting normal. It was staring at something invisible, like it could sense something he couldn't. Its mouth looked distorted, almost unnatural, and when he got closer, he noticed two strange hand-like growths near its mouth. The way it moved and the uneasy feeling in the air made him freeze. Was it a spirit nearby? The toad seemed possessed, like it wasn't just a toad anymore. Ghost dog. A man had one of those "what just happened" moments when he stepped outside one night. As soon as he opened the door, he heard a deep growl, and something took off running. And when he came out to check, there was no one. So, we decided to check his security cameras to figure out what it was. And what did we see? Honestly, it gave us chills. There was this strange reflection, something that looked like a dog running across the water. I mean, seriously, what kind of dog does that? I am convinced that it's a ghost dog, but still many netizens can't wrap their heads around it. Fish River. This is the kind of story that will leave you speechless. A group of travelers, deep in the heart of the desert, were hiking through the dry, endless dunes when something totally bizarre happened. They started hearing a soft, almost whispering sound, like the earth itself was calling them. And what they found next was beyond belief. A river of fish, yes, fish, was seen gliding smoothly through the desert sand. No, it wasn't a mirage. These fish were alive, moving as if they were in water. The travelers were frozen in shock, unable to process what they were seeing. How? Why? It was like a scene from a dream or a nightmare. Buck believer. Things we can't see are often sensed better by animals. This trail camera caught something that might be hard to believe. Look at this deer approaching a tree, likely searching for food. But then, it suddenly stopped. Right at that moment, a strange, smoky figure appeared beside the tree. It looked like a ghost. The deer, clearly spooked, didn't waste any time. It quickly turned and ran, leaving that eerie side of the forest behind. Guess it knew something we didn't. Sometimes, animals pick up on things that make us question what's really out there. Crawling devil. Sometimes, forests hide things that we can't even begin to imagine. A hiker was heading back through a dense forest when he came across something strange. A snake, but not just any snake. This one had two large horns on its head. He kept his distance, careful not to make a sound or draw attention. As the creature slithered away, he made his way out of the forest, but never got to figure out exactly what it was. Maybe it was some kind of monstrous snake guarding the forest's darkest secrets. Who knows what else hides out there, waiting to be discovered? Creepy dolls. Back in 2019, a man's dog ran off into the woods, and he spent hours searching for it, but couldn't find a trace. Just when he thought he might give up, something odd made him pause. He looked around and saw creepy dolls hanging from the trees, strange and unsettling, like something out of a nightmare. He was sure his dog's disappearance was somehow connected to this creepy scene and thought something terrible must have happened to his dog right there in those woods. Deciding it was best to leave, he still couldn't figure out what had happened. I just hope his dog made it back safely. Nothing normal. At first glance, it might seem like nothing out of the ordinary. A driver was making his way through a forest late at night when he came across an unusual, wild animal. No matter how many times he looked at it, he just couldn't figure out what species it belonged to. Is it possessed, or something even sinister happened with him? I mean, its face and legs resembled a boar, but its body looked more like that of a wild bull, though smaller than a bull or even a calf. The only explanation he could come up with was that it was a deformed animal. Bat under control. This guy was just out exploring a forest. And out of nowhere, he spotted a huge creature that looked like something straight out of Romanian vampire lore. Looking like a huge bat, it was seriously creepy, especially when the thing started moving in a weird, sleep-like trance. Is it possessed or a giant vampire bat? Wasn't paying attention to him, so he quietly made a run for it. Smoky mud. Some villagers were out near a dried-up riverbed and found something strange sticking out of the mud. At first, they thought it was just another muddy creature waiting for the rain. But then, something weird happened. The fish started blowing smoke. It was like it was possessed, puffing out strange, ghostly vapor from its body. The villagers couldn't believe their eyes. They had heard stories of cursed animals and spooky creatures from old folklore. But this felt like something straight out of a horror movie. Definitely a mystery no one could explain. Forest fright. While casually walking through the forest, he had no idea he'd captured something completely bizarre on camera. As the footage rolled, a strange lizard-like creature suddenly appeared from a tree stump. The cameraman's reaction said it all. He was totally freaked out. Some viewers online were quick to jump to conclusions, claiming it was a lizard monster. But others weren't so convinced. They argued it was just a weird-looking lizard, or maybe even a piece of driftwood. Experts chimed in, explaining how easy it is to mistake something ordinary for something extraordinary in a forest full of chaos. Texas Beast. Captured in the fields of East Texas in 1999, this footage shows a strange creature crawling on all fours. Its black, hairy skin and unnatural speed make it look like something out of a nightmare. The creature's matted fur and eerie appearance give it a vibe that's not quite from this world. What's even more unsettling is how it seems to appear out of nowhere, like it was hiding in the bushes, waiting for the right moment. With its stealthy movements, it looks like it could be hunting and quietly tracking something down. Whatever it was no ordinary animal, that's for sure. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. Dogs have an uncanny ability to sense cryptids, and Bigfoot learned that the hard way. A girl was out for a walk with her dog when suddenly, the dog's behavior shifted. It was acting all kinds of strange, pulling at the leash and growling like something was wrong. That's when the girl realized her dog had spotted something massive, a Bigfoot. Without wasting any time, she quickly ran in the opposite direction, urging her dog to follow. The next thing they knew, no! The giant creature took off running like it was the one being chased. It's almost like Bigfoot was spooked by the dog. Guess even legends aren't ready for that kind of chase. See you next time.